Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports. We are here for our final Rhinebeck football game of the season as the 4-3 Black Hats get set to take on the 2-5 Hastings Yellow Jackets alongside Raheel Jaswal. I'm Troy McGraw. And Raheel, it should be a pretty good game. It'll be interesting to see with backup quarterback Sam Dowsimer in there and not the explosive Evan Falco how the Black Hats will play.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, last two games without him have been tough, but Dowsmer has gotten time to adjust to the offense, so they should be a lot better this week and hopefully come out with a victory.
Yeah, Luke Murphy saw some snaps last week at quarterback, but we're pretty sure that'll be Dowsimer as he was taking the bulk of them at quarterback during the warm-ups when they warmed up about 20 minutes ago. So when we get back, we'll have the opening kickoff next on LMC Varsity Sports.
To salute the Section 1 football coaches, officials, and athletic administrators for implementing the Stay Ahead of the Game football standards, reducing the risks for all Section 1 football players. It is our common goal to progressively maintain the highest level of integrity when it comes to teaching safety in the great game of football. We ask all spectators to join the Section 1 football coaches in supporting the officials when they make calls pertaining to targeting, illegal helmet contact, and defenseless player hits. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation.
All right, guys, during today's game, if we have any penalties, not too many, I'm going to go to you, captains. You can certainly go to your head coach. And once you make your final decision, you're going to live with it. All right? Hastings. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. I'm going to throw it up, let it hit the ground. You're going to make the call before I throw it up. What's your call? Heads is called by Hastings. It is heads. It's a heads. But you want to try it. What go we like? Back there, with your backs there. Come over here. Hastings, you'll receive the opening kickoff here at the 9 scoreboard end. All right, guys? Shake hands, let's have a game. Go! Go! Hastings, you want to receive.
And on the return for the Yellow Jackets, number 80, Rody. Chris Rody. He brings that ball back to the 36-yard line for the Yellow Jackets, which will be 1st and 10. Pass intended for number 22, Max Shapiro, falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Yellow Jackets. And the run on the play by number 25, Eric Singh, goes for about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Next to him and behind him and next to him, and they'll stack the side. And Ryan will run it. He
Nowhere.
design run, and it'll be pushed out by Jake Ladon for a gain of 1 yard. So it'll be 4th and 8 from the Hastings 37, and they'll punt. And we'll see their punter/kicker, Sam Johnson, who impressed you during warm-ups with a couple of his kicks, Raheel.
Yep, 2 35-yarders in a row, and one of them hit the crossbar. So he definitely has a leg.
I thought they were 45, right? Because they were from the 35, you said?
No, 30. No, from the 25. Just 35.
That's as far as he tried, right?
Yeah.
He also tried a
slipped.
lot, and he slipped and fell, and it'll benefit Rhineck as it'll go, and then he'll get out of the way, Will Murphy. So the kick will go for 13, about 19 yards. Not bad for slipping. If it wasn't for the roll of 10 yards, it would have been a 9-yard punt. Instead, it rolled about 10 yards, and Rhineck will start 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
And we talked about earlier how maybe the field might be a little muddy because of the rain earlier in the week.
And the grass, always say it's one of the only ones left, although I was looking on Twitter, and this Hastings team plays on a grass field along with their other teams, but it was pretty better shape. Although it looked like it was just their soccer teams that played there, but I couldn't see a picture of their football field. But nonetheless, they still have a grass field that they use, which is unlike anyone in Dalsimer. As we said, first play, running handoff to Hilton, and Hilton runs for 15 yards and a Rhineck 1st down to the Hastings 43. Nice run in shotgun, and he hands it right off as assistant coach Kevin McQuaid gets the play from offensive coordinator Mark Paneros and gives it to to Sam Dalsimer, and he goes and gives it to his team now as 1st and 10 from their own 44. Good first running play for Rhineck. Timeout, Coach Ianello. He didn't like something. So Coach Ianello calls timeout after that big run. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Hastings 44. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. 10-16, only a minute and 44 seconds gone by in this first quarter. Usually, we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. So following Coach Ianello's first timeout of the game with 10-15, Dalsimer will throw. First
got
play,
it open.
wide open, Colasanti, and he will score! Rhineck leads 6-0. And Dalsimer on a 44-yard pass to Michael Colasanti. Can't get more wide open than that. And Rhineck leads with 1 minute 53 seconds gone by in the first half. 6-0.
I don't know if there was some kind of miscommunications with Hastings because he was wide open. There was no one near him.
I think it was just bad coverage. Colasanti still is up in the top 10 in Section 1, and Frabzili will kick it through the uprights, and it'll be 7-0 Rhineck. We'll be right back. 7-0 Rhineck. Back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports, 7-0 Rhineck. Christian Frabzili following his extra point will kick off, and it'll be a toss. So it was caught by number Roder Rody, and Rody tosses it to look like Belsky, Leo Belsky. So Rody caught it at the 23 and then pitched it right away to Belsky, and Belsky took it 18 yards to their 38, so it'll be 1st and 10 Hastings, and that's a risky play.
Yeah.
Because you're moving as you toss it to him, so if he tossed it and he didn't make the play, they'd have to jump on it, and that's what their ball would be. After Rhodey had a good one, and they fumble. I mean, he bobbles the handoff, does Matt Moore, and he'll take it for 8 yards. Good job by Moore to focus and corral it and get to the 47, so it'll be 2nd and 3 from their own 46 for Hastings. So they gotta get a quick 1st down here because they don't want to be 3 and outed twice in a row. As it'll be a run here, and they'll get that 1st down. Good job to make something out of nothing by the little running back, Eric Singh, the senior, and he'll get a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 at midfield for Hastings. Looked like they had him for a loss. He cut towards the sidelines and got the 4 yards for a 1st down and an extra yard or 2. So it'll be basically right at the marker. It was 1 yard or 2. And then, so Hastings will have it. 1st and 10 from their own 50. From the 50. In Canadian football, that would be right because teams have their own 50 because it's 110 yards. But anyway, it'll be thrown by Ryan. He'll float it, and it'll be knocked away. Great defense by Rhinex Michael Barberi.
It looked like he had him.
He did. He had him. He had it in his hands. Chris Capuano, not to be confused with the former Mets pitcher Chris Capuano, but that was Chris Capuano from Hastings had it in his hands. He made a nice jumping catch, but he didn't because Barberi knocked it out, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Would have been a 25-yard gain. Instead, it's none. So great defense by Barberi, and now they go right back to Capuano, and he's stopped for a loss of 1. Good defense by Oliver Evans, Dimitri Hilt, and Luke Murphy. And Evan Dunn in there too. 3rd and 11. Big play for Rhineck. If you're Hastings, you want to get maybe 8-9 yards, make it 4th and 2.
And then manageable 4th down.
Possibly, yeah, because you'll be on Rhineck's side of the field. Or they're going to throw it past the 1st down. It'll be floated. Dropped it. Nearly timed that perfectly on a floating pass from Ryan. Shapiro had it and dropped it. So it'll be 4th and 11, and they'll punt with their punter, number 40, Sam Johnson, who slipped and fell and had that 17-yard punt. Johnson stretching, trying to get better footing than last time when he slipped and only kicked it at 18 yards. And he does get better footing, and he'll kick it high, and it'll be returned by Dunn for about 10-yard return on the punt. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Rhineck
And that punt return is carried to the
35.
34-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10.
So it was about a 35-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Since he didn't slip like his first punt. Wow, only 8:28 left. It's all the stopping when they got the 1st downs, out of bounds. Rhineck games have had an average, the 2 home games we did, an average of lasting 3 hours.
There's our first flag.
Encroachment, defense. 1st and 5.
Encroachment penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
It's
That's a 5-yard
killer
1st down and 5.
penalty. First and 5, Dalsimer hangs off to Hilton. He had that run of 15 yards, and he has another one, and he'll break free. Hilton down to the 30, down to the 27 of Hastings. That's a 20 was it 29, 30-yard run by Hilton.
Yeah, 30 yards.
30 yards for Hilton, and he's got 45 yards rushing on 2 carries. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Average, 22.5 for 2 carries. Should go back to Hilton some more. How about a direct snap or something? Sure, that's in the coach offense coordinator Mark Paneros. Also the son-in-law, as he married Coach Iannello's daughter. And they have a son, Coach Iannello's grandson, Little Nicky, because named after Coach Iannello, Nick.
Oh, just overthrew him.
Just overthrow the tight end Corderaro. Scored the first touchdown, and then he got injured. He got injured on the play against Irvington. He hurt his ankle and was out for the rest of the game after he scored a touchdown. Basically ran in on a hurt ankle, and then was out the rest of the game and nearly scored there. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Hastings 28.
Yeah.
Nearly another encroachment, but they were able to hold their ground. Was the defensive line from Hastings. Quick slant pass to Colasanti. He leaps for it, had it in his hands, and drops it. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Probably was going to be wrapped up right away, maybe gain a yard by as Capuano was right there.
I don't know if Rhinebeck goes for a play that's maybe, 5, maybe 6 or 7 yards for a manageable 4th down, because they like to go for it. They don't really like to kick field goals.
No, that's way too far of a field goal, too.
Yeah.
They're not going to kick it. It's way out of Frabazili's range. More extra point and maybe 30 yards and in. Kicker. And they'll try that as they'll go to Hilton, and he'll get 2 yards. So it'll be 4th and 8 from the 25, and you have to go for it, because if you punt it and it goes in the end zone, it's a net gain of 6 yards. So no one punts from here.
No.
So you gotta,
Yeah, it looks like they are going for it.
run a play where you can get, if you can't get the first down, at least maybe 6 or 7 or 8 yards where you can get they'd be inside their 20 starting if they're just short of the first down. And Hastings will call a timeout. So Hastings coach Joe Grosso saw something and called timeout. And it's 7-0 Rhinebeck with 7:06 to go in this 20-minute game so far to play 4 minutes and 54 seconds. We'll be right back on LMC TV. Back here on LMC TV, Varsity Sports, alongside Raheel Jaswal and Charlie McGraw. It'll be 4th and, they don't really even give Hilton a yard there. They're basically 4th and 10 from the Hastings 26. Rhinebeck will go for it to punt. Colasanti had it in his hands, and then it was knocked out. Good defense by Capuano, who had that happen to him. He had it knocked out of his hands on a pass, so it'll be incomplete. Turnover on downs. Hastings will start 1st and 10 from their own 27.
That's a great stand by them.
After giving up a long run by Hilton on the first play, they didn't allow another yard. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Hastings on their own 27 with 7 minutes exactly. So only 5 minutes gone by in this game. And it's been physically started about 1:35, about 21 minutes. So Ryan will get the snap. He'll hand off, and it'll be a nice tackle by Evan Dunn to take down Matt Moore, the fullback, on a hard-hitting 4-yard run. So it'll be 2nd and 6 from the Hastings 33. Matt Moore, he's that's the same name of the backup quarterback who's getting some.
Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
And it looks like he's getting the start tomorrow because Mahomes is not playing.
Even though he was practicing?
Yeah.
They decided no?
He said no.
We'll take off with Ryan. He'll go towards the sidelines, and we'll have a block in the back. Ooh. Tackled him out of bounds, but play didn't really mean anything because there was a block in the back on 80 Rhoda on Oliver Evans. Would have been a first down, but instead it's a block in the back. The ref says, you want the hold? Of course. They got a first down. Why wouldn't you take the hold? What are you asking for?
The indication is a holding penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
NFL refs just like make the decisions now, like on the ones that are easy like that. They don't even ask, really.
I mean, it's not really a point to ask if you know what they're going to say.
So it'll be 1st and 18 from the Hastings 20. Ryan will fake a handoff, and then he'll hand off to the fullback. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and an extra yard or two, as Matt Moore will get there.
Yellow Jackets number 24, Matt Moore. And he picks up close to 10 yards. So it'll bring 3rd down, correction, 2nd down, about 6.
So it'll be 2nd and 6, which they had before. So on that play before that where they had the block, they got the yards. They just got backed up because of the penalty. So they got the downs. They got the first down. So as they just had 2nd and 6 again, but that one will be a sack by Antonio Maffei with the sack. Loss of
3rd down and long for the Yellow Jackets.
11 yards. 11 yard sack, and they'll be back to where they were when they had 1st and long. Now it's 3rd and long from their own 20. For Hastings, this is their offense. So they got that one first down, which they were pushed back on, and that was their only first down, basically.
Yeah, Ryan had nowhere to go with that ball. Great coverage.
Actually, they got a first down earlier, too, on their second play
Yeah.
in the second series. So they'll get 2 yards there.
And another punt.
And the pass to Matt Moore, and they'll have to punt with 4:25 to go in the first. 7-0 Rhinebeck here on LMC TV Varsity Sports.
Is it 3rd punt already?
3rd punt. He had the one that he slipped and fell 17 yards, and he had the other one for 35 for the punter, Sam Johnson. This one will be the furthest back in his own, and he'll get the worst bounce, and it'll go out of bounds at their own 40. So that's about a 18-yard punt again, as it landed at the 47 and then it went backwards. So they'll have Rhinebeck will have 1st and 10 from the Hastings 40. Best field position of the day for the Black Hats. First and 10 for Rhinebeck with Sam Dalsimer, who has the touchdown pass to Michael Colasanti. Dalsimer, the backup quarterback. Handoff, and it'll be a 3-yard run for Hilton. 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Still has, now he has 4 carries for about 40 yards. Falco would throw about every other play. They're running him more than usual.
Which is to be expected with a backup quarterback.
He actually didn't get the start last week. They went with Luke Murphy, but then they brought Dalsimer in the second half. And now Dalsimer's playing this week. Murphy will also play wide receiver, though. So pitch to Hilton, and he'll get the run. As that wasn't a pass, it was a pitch behind the line of scrimmage. 7 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 2 from the Hastings 40, the 30, excuse me, 33. So 3rd and 3.
You have to think this is 4-down territory again for Rhinebeck because, again, too far to kick a field goal.
3rd and 3 here. Yeah, and it wouldn't make sense to punt. It would be that. So they come around, they hand off to Colasante. No, they fake it, and Dalsimer will get the first down with his feet. First run of the game for quarterback Sam Dalsimer, and he'll get 10 yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 Rhinebeck from the Hastings 22-yard line. Nice play. Faked a lot of people out. Fooled. Me, yeah, faked us all out, and the defense most importantly. You'll see it lined up next to for the first time, and someone that's not Hilton. It'll be Oliver Evans, and he'll take off. And Dalsimer will run twice in a row, so he didn't have any runs at all. And then he runs twice in a row. Both design runs. That's 3 yards. 2nd and 7 from the 2nd and 8 from the 20-yard line. It's about the 3rd or 4th play from the Hastings 20. Hastings had 3 plays from their own 20 because of the penalties, and now Rhinebeck has one. Should they more on the 20 and a half, 21-yard line.
When is that gonna happen?
I'll have to see if the endurance of Hastings comes back, because they only have about
they have
about 10 or 12 subs on the sidelines. Rhinebeck has about 20. And that pass will be complete to Corderaro, and he'll get the first down. And the Hastings player is hurt. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Injury timeout for a Hastings player. 1st and goal, Rhinebeck, when we come back. Back here on LMC TV, Varsity Sports, alongside Raheel Jaswal and Troy McGraw. 55 seconds and counting left. 1st and goal, Rhinebeck from the 8-yard line of Hastings. It was good to see Singh, their running back, and also plays defense. That's why he was in there, who got hurt, as it's a big run. Oliver Evans, 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and goal from 2nd and goal from the 4. They'll quick snap
QB sneak.
Dalsimer will sneak it, and they have the line there, though, and he will drag them in, and he'll be just short. So it'll be 3rd and goal from about the half-yard line. Dalsimer just missed getting in. And now Singh will come back in after the injury, so that's a good sign.
That's probably the last play of the first quarter.
2 teams will switch sides, and it will be the last play of the first quarter. So we will be back on LMC Varsity Sports 7-0. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line for Rhinebeck as they'll switch sides. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Dalsimer will
sneak it again.
He'll sneak it again. He'll fumble it, and he'll pick it up, and it'll be score. Wow. Weird touchdown run, as they were going to take it in shotgun. Instead, he went behind center, and then he fumbled it, picked it up, and then stretched it and scored, and the middle ref said it was a touchdown, linesman, so it'll be a 1-yard touchdown run for Dalsimer, his 2nd of the game, as he threw a pass. And it'll be extra point for Christian Frabazili. High snap. And the high snap allowed the defense to come in to the holder and get in the way of the kick, and he just kicked it low and wide. Yeah. Just low, actually. Just low, and it's 13-0. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and Christian Frabazili will kick off, and it'll be a good one, as it'll be taken, and they'll flip it again. Rhodey flips it, and flag down, as he only returns it about 10, 12 yards, as there was Matt Moore, so we'll see what the penalty will be.
That's a risky move, flipping the ball like that.
Holding, legal block in the back against Hastings. Usually It's always against the return team. So it's like a face mask or
Block in the back.
well, 95% of the time it's on the return team.
The return team, yep.
Yeah. Only
So it'll be first down.
it would be like an unsportsmanlike conduct hit, or like there's occasionally like a targeting on like a punt and or a face mask. Besides that, it would be. 11:47 left. Hastings will take over following the penalty on their own 16, so their worst field position of the day, and they haven't got the ball past midfield yet. So we'll see what they can do in some adversity here.
Only picking up, what, 2 first downs so far in the first quarter?
Yeah, and one of them was counted, but then they pushed him back 8 yards after a penalty. So Ryan will run it himself, designed, and he'll get
the first down here.
The third first down. He'll be pushed out at the 35, and it'll be a 20-yard run for Kyle Ryan, the senior captain for Hastings, who's 2-5. Lost to Irvington and Haldane, then beat Blindbrook, who's had trouble fielding
Players.
active roster now because basically forfeited the rest of their games because they didn't have enough players. But when they played them, they were able to play. And Rhinebeck played them. I think that was one of the last games Blindbrook played, the first week 4. Rhinebeck beat them 36-14. And then they lost to Edgemont as Hastings, who also beat Rhinebeck, as Ryan will have it. Another first down for Ryan. 11-yard run. 1st and 10 from the Hastings 45. And timeout, Coach Ianello. Not happy with those 2 plays. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports for the 13-0, 11:32 left. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and a roll of a punt from Hastings. Ryan will pick it up and throw it, and it'll be nearly intercepted by Luke Murphy, as him and Colasanti both went for it, and they kind of ran into each other, and they ran into Capuano too. So it'll be 2nd and 10. And good job by Ryan on that terrible snap to recover.
Snap was just rolled to him. Did a good job not taking the sack and kind of just threw up a prayer there, and ideally should have been intercepted.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Hastings on their own 45. First play in this drive that they didn't get a first down on, as they have the 2 runs by Ryan. And this will be handoff, and that field slip and slide to the line of scrimmage will be 3rd and 10. Actually, he'll lose 2 yards, as they said he went down behind the line of scrimmage by Saint.
What are you doing? Yeah, 5 5/3. Need it.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. As official congratulations to my alma mater and former team. Bronxville just beat Hastings, in the boys Class B section final, 2-0 soccer. The team, 12 years after my team lost to Hastings 5-4 in overtime in the section final in boys soccer. So 12 years later, we got the revenge and won 2-0. I think we might have lost 1 year during that, but yeah. So congratulations to Coach Don Lucas, who was my former coach, still the coach at Bronxville, and on the section win as the 3 seed. We were the 3 seed too. It's kind of weird. And Hastings was the 1 seed, but we lost, and they shut them out 2-0 today. As Hastings 4th and 10, they're going for it on that 3rd down. They only got back to the line of scrimmage. I wonder if they'll use a timeout. Nope. 9:45. They'll go for it. 45. He'll roll out. Ryan.
Nowhere to go.
And he'll lose yards. Can't even get rid of it. So Ryan, he'll go out of bounds at the 33. So Ryan will have 1st and 10 from the Hastings 33. You got to just throw that away because
you don't want to lose more yards. And
right.
Kind of a weird play call on 4th and 10.
Even if you just threw it like to a Rhinebeck defender, that
no harm in it being
picked, that would have helped.
Yeah.
And then it would have been smart if the Rhinebeck defender would have known to drop it. But anyway, 10-yard loss, and it'll be first and 10 from the Hastings 35, and we see why Hastings is 2-5. Really a lot of struggles. No. Yeah. It was 13 after the first. It was 13-0, or did the score? No, it came in the second.
The first play, second.
Yeah, first play of the second. When it was 3rd and goal, so they couldn't punch it in. They got to like the half-yard line, and then he punched it in later, despite the fumble. Technically, we haven't had any turnovers as they recovered the bad snap and then the fumble. Dulcimer gets it. He'll hand off. No, he'll fake it to Hilton. He'll throw it, and it'll be
what a catch!
Getting away with a little push-off and catching it was for a touchdown was Jack Penny. 35-yard touchdown to Jack Penny, and the Black Hats lead 19-0. Did get away with a little push-off there.
He did, yeah, but great job of him finishing off the play.
And Rhodey went right to the ref and started yelling at him. And they throw a flag as the coach is upset, so the coach got a unsportsmanlike conduct on him, but he's right. That was offensive pass interference. He got away with it, and it's a touchdown for Kenny. He did push off obliviously. That was a big push off that wasn't called. And the Yellow Jackets coach gets a sideline warning. One more, he'll be ejected. You never see a football coach get ejected.
No.
That would be interesting.
Very interesting.
So 35-yard touchdown catch to Kenny, who did push off, but I mean, I've seen worse, like players get away with worse, but so they'll let Frau Basili attempt the extra point, and we'll see if it'll be 20-0, as that unsportsmanlike should push the kick up 15 yards. No, wide right, he missed it. It was no good, wide right. They gave him the point, but now they take it away as it was wide right. So it looked like it was good, but then it was wide right. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports is still arguing as Hastings coach Joe Grosso. So I guess it was just a warning for the sideline as the ball is still on the 40 where it's usually kicked off, and Frabazili there, and they'll fake the toss, and he'll take it. Rhodey will take it for a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. So he'll be tackled at the 21. He picked it up about the 19, and then off that bounce.
And Hastings has to do something here. They have not moved the ball at all so far. They only, 3 or 4 first downs?
4, and they got the 2 back-to-back on the runs, and they had the other 2, the one that got pushed back because of the first down. I mean, because of the penalty that they've had. Ryan will go back, and he'll throw it incomplete as it'll be knocked away by Barberi.
And that pass falls incomplete. Defended on the play by number 21, Michael Barbieri. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Hastings.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Hastings 23 with 9:17 left in this long second quarter. Game approaching the hour mark, as this will be a run for Hastings, gain of 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5. So it wasn't a penalty before, it was just a sideline warning.
One more, and is that an ejection?
No, I don't think. I think it's like a penalty the next time the sideline gets upset. It would be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike, I think. Then maybe an ejection. Ryan will fake it and a flag. And they'll be short, so decline it probably.
And that carry made by number 2, Kyle Ryan. Picks up about a yard. It'll bring up 4th down.
Should decline it, coach. It'll be 4th and 5. Don't take it. False start. Why did they run the play? Why would you take it?
The penalty was against Hastings.
Coach. What? Why did he do that? So it would have been 4th and 4. Now it's 3rd and 9. I don't understand that. They deserve to get a first down because that is just a head scratcher. But it would be 4th and 4 and they would punt. So Ryan will pass. He'll float it out.
That's got to be picked.
And it's caught by Hastings. And Hastings will bring it all the way. Touchdown. Coach Iannello gives Hastings a gift and a touchdown. Why would you take that penalty, Raheel?
No idea.
What is he doing out there? Why would you take that penalty? You just gave 7 points to Hastings. Instead of declining the penalty and being at 4th and 4, you accept it and they score a 80-yard touchdown. It's coaching 101. I'm very. First of all, how did not one Rhineck player get a hand on that ball? There were 4 guys with 10, and Capuano caught it. 75-yard touchdown pass, and another head-scratching call from Coach Iannello. As it'll be, he basically put Hastings in the game. They would have had a punt, and now it's 19-6 instead of it being 19-0. And it's less than I mean, if they make this extra point, it's a 12-point game. Yes. Why did they?
They're going for 2.
Wow. Make it 11. Ryan
He's gonna get there.
Will score. And a 2-point on a 3-yard run. So a 3-yard pass. And Coach Iannello gives them 8 points, gift wrapped and everything. As accepting that penalty is one of the worst things I've ever seen by a high school coach. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. So after the 3-yard 2-point conversion run, where Hastings got away with a hold, they'll onside kick it, and they tried to recover it himself, and it's knocked around, and Hastings will have it. The kicker tried to recover it himself.
Nearly did.
At the 10, after it just went 10 yards, and he nearly did, but he slipped and fell, and he pushed it forward. So Hastings, 7 yards as DeRico gets it. So he kicked it, and he almost recovered it right on the what would have been 10 yards. Is how far it has to go. That would have been something.
Yeah, imagine that, getting the ball back.
Yeah.
A chance to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah, if they went for 2 again. Especially how we saw their kicker could probably
hit it.
9 out of 10 make a 35-yard field goal. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Dowsimer at the 43. When he didn't recover it, it's actually like the 42. When he didn't recover it, though, he had the false start on Rhineck. So it'll be 1st and 15. When he didn't recover it, he actually knocked it like 8 yards forward.
So they still had a
the
chance.
Field position was on the 42, and then they had a chance. It's been very interesting to see exactly where he went for it. Because if he went for it not after 9 yards, it shouldn't have counted. But so Coach Iannello, I want to make it interesting. Rob Moretti, our LMC community sports producer and cameraman who's down there, said that Coach Iannello wasn't sure what the penalty was and what they were trying to do. As he fumbles and it's out, and Hastings got it, but
there's a flag.
There was a flag. It might have been a face mask, though. We'll see what the penalty was.
I think it might be
will
a
get
block
together.
in the back or maybe a holding.
Well, if it is, then it'll be Hastings ball. 'Cause I know they won't decline it, unlike, of course they'll accept it.
And this is a face mask.
Face mask, I thought it was. I saw them grab the face mask. That's why the ref didn't really care who recovered it. He didn't really, you know, see who recovered it because he knew it was against Hastings. So, because he was the one that called it, you could tell right here that it was. Nate, the fumble.
It's a lucky break.
It wasn't obvious though. Face mask. I could see it from up here. First and 5. Just a 5-yard penalty. First and 5 from the 47 with 7:30 left.
Are they moving the spot of the ball? I mean, I don't know what they're doing.
So Rob Moretti, LMC Community Sports Producer, said how he wasn't sure if Coach Iannello even knew what the penalty in the original spot and what the difference, because the way it was being explained, as he's right down there and heard the whole translation from the ref to Iannello, but I mean, you should know, false start, 5 yards, but that it would have been 4th the very next play. And then there was 4 defenders right around who caught it.
High throw.
And hit as it was thrown over there, and wide of Steven DeRico. He's 2nd and 6 from the 47. 19-8, 7-18. Should be 19-0, but instead of accepting a penalty, declined it and then gave them a chance, and Hastings scored their first touchdown of the day on the very next play. So if they lose this game, that'll be why. That would be crazy. Dalsimer will get the snap, and nice block by the running back Hilton, and out of bounds. Cordero
had the step
in front of Coach Iannello and the trainer drain off.
Now it's a very important 3rd down. If Hastings can get a stop here and get the ball back.
Right after their failed onside kick that they looked like they got, that the kicker recovered. Have you ever seen that where the kicker not really, where a kicker, I mean, it's possible, where the kicker recovers his onside kick?
I've seen Pat McAfee do it, but he was a different.
He's on Thursday Night Football now. He's a bit of a, he's a little crazy. He's a character. Former punter. Instead, it's a penalty, so they'll push him back 5-6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 11 after the penalty on Ryan. I didn't even see a flag.
No.
Still just 7:12 left.
Long way to go.
And it's getting colder. Snap. Dalsimer knocked away. Good defense. Last man, Shapiro, as it was intended for DeRico.
And again, another big 3rd down.
3rd and 11 from their own 42. Rhinebeck has not punted yet. Dalsimer with Hilton next to him. Hilton looking at his wrist coach with the play. And he will get
pressure.
A fake. And Dalsimer will toss it to DeRico, complete at midfield. He'll have to get his footing to make the catch, and then it'll be pushed back by Hastings, and it'll be 4th and 6 from the Rhinebeck 48, and Corderaro will punt. Nope. Someone will punt. DeRico. We've seen them do about 3 or 4 fakes, so it's always a possibility. DeRico.
4th and 5, though. That'd be a...
Done it before, though. A high snap, caught, pressure, and DeRico with a good punt. And a great roll, a Rhinebeck roll, all the way down to the 10 as it stops there, as it's down by Dunn. So that's a 42-yard punt by DeRico. Great punt by him, and a great job to reverse the field, and it'll make Hastings go 90 yards to score. Or maybe reach the 20 and attempt that field goal you want to see. But we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on the ball will be at the 10 for Hastings on their own 10, and Ryan will keep it, and he will run past a couple defenders. A great run by Ryan, and he'll get close to the first down marker on the other side of the field, and it'll be 2nd and 1 if he didn't get it. So 2nd and 2 to the 8-yard run by Ryan, as they spotted a yard shorter what it looked like. Handoff. Hastings will get the first down, and it'll be Singh. So it'll be 1st and 10. Hastings on the 23 with 5:59. Hastings did get the ball to start the game.
Yeah.
So Rhinebeck
will get it
to start the second half.
Put your front foot up. Get ready to play. Put your front foot up.
Had a punt on their first 3 possessions and could have had a punt on their 4th, but a very questionable, terrible call by Coach Ainella as they fumble it. The ball is on the ground, and it'll be recovered by the quarterback. So no turnovers yet, and it'll be 2nd and 15, 5 yards.
No turnovers yet, but I believe that's the 3rd fumble if you count the missed snap as one.
It is, yeah, recovered by 2nd time a quarterback. Yeah, Dalsimer. Well, on the touchdown, he fumbled it and then picked it up and scored. This one's 2nd and 15 from their own 30, from their own 19. They have to get to the 34. And Ryan will run and stay, and it'll be nearly intercepted right through the hands of Oliver Evans.
Should have taken off with that. Had maybe a couple, maybe 4 or 5 yards in front of him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to. It looked like he was, and then he,
just
at the line of scrimmage, he threw it. So it'll be 3rd and 15 from their own 19 for Hastings, and they'll flip it to Singh.
Nowhere to go.
Singh will get 2 yards, if that, and it'll be 4th and 12 from the 20, from their own 20. Have to punt, and they will.
Yeah.
It'll be the 4th punt of the day for Johnson, Sam Johnson, senior kicker and punter.
Over here, you gotta block him out here. Bob, come on. Go. Come on, Carol.
caught, and losing a yard was Evan Dunn. So he lost a yard on that return. So it's a punt of 33 yards.
Yep.
So good coverage, and it'll be 1st and 10 from Rhinex 47 with 4:33. As Dowsimer, 1st and 10, hands off to Hilton. Dimitri Hilton holds it and gets 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 5 on his 6th carry of the day. He's up to about 50 yards. Four-minute warning. Reminded the teams how many timeouts they had. I think he said
1 for Rhineck.
1 for Hastings or 2. Dowsimer fakes it, takes off, and he'll get 15 yards for Black Hat 1st down with 3:45 left. And this would be a big touchdown here.
Yeah. Good job by the offensive line to give him a huge hole to run through.
Especially since they get the ball to start the 2nd half. They could score now. Make it a...
Make it 26, 25.
25 or 26 from Zealy's missed 2 extra points. One wasn't his fault, it was a bad snap. The other he...
Hooked wide right.
Yeah. Bad snap threw him off. .310 left. Dowsimer again will keep it twice in a row. He'll get 3 yards. This time he went the other side. 2nd and 8 from the Hastings 35. So the snap, Dowsimer will get it. He'll throw it, and it'll be trying
really
to catch
caught.
it over the back was Jack Kenny looking for a 2nd touchdown of the game. He couldn't catch it over Rody, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
Dowsimer underthrew that a little bit.
With 2:25 left in this half. And Dowsimer will keep it, and he'll get wrapped up for gain of 5, and he'll go for it. It'll be 4th and 5.
Easily go for it.
Give him about 3 yards, actually. 4th and 6, 4th and 7 from the Hastings 33, and taking their time. Well, if you do get it, you might regret taking your time here, but you have to because, I mean, even though Hastings, they did have that big play for the touchdown, not have the biggest play offense, but you don't want to leave them time. But you don't want to.
Yeah, and also if you...
Last time out, Rhineck, so they'll take it with 1:38, and we'll be right back on LMC TV. False start, man. That's
Maybe.
not good. That'll make it 4th and 12. False start on the offense, 4th and 12 from the 38. That's a huge penalty. Instead of it being 4th and 7.
4th and 12 now.
Instead of from the 33, now it's from the 38. Can't take a sack here. And throws it. Dalsimer has a man. It's caught. Colasanti.
They got no timeouts.
They got time. 1:32. That'll stop the clock with 1:32, and it's down to the 11 or the 10-yard line where Reinach. That was after the penalty. That's a 28-yard gain. Michael Colasanti with the big catch is second for more than 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. So if they get to the 1, they'll have 1st and goal, but it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11 for Reinach with 1:23 and counting. They have time here.
How about that throw?
Great throw by Dalsimer on when they needed it on 4th down and 12. After the 5-yard penalty just made it. Hilton on the running play here, and that'll 105 and counting. A 1-yard gain for Hilton. No gain actually. So it'll be 50 seconds. Dalsimer will throw to the end zone, and it's dropped!
Oh.
Wide open in the end zone. Was Jack Kinney. That could have been his 2nd touchdown catch of the game. It would have been for 11 yards on a great pass by Dalsimer. Maybe just a little behind him.
But nevertheless, still got to catch that ball.
Yes, definitely. 47.8 seconds to go. 3rd and 9.5 here.
You know what people say, if the ball touches your hands, then it's a great chance you should be able to catch it.
Just a little behind them, but Dalsimer to the end zone.
He has him.
Cordero jumps up. He has it. Touchdown! Right neck. Matt Cordero, 11-yard touchdown. And Reinach leads 25-8. And they'll go for 2.
That was a great job of him hanging onto the ball as he went to the floor.
Great job by Cordero, 11-yard touchdown catch, and they'll go for 2.
And we talked about how big that touchdown is because they get the ball to start the 2nd half.
And it'll be caught.
You get in? Yep.
He did. He just got in. 2-yard completion to Oliver Evans. 2-yard 2-point conversion catch, and it's 27-8, and we'll be right back. LMC 40 seconds to go in this 1st half. Following the 2-yard 2-point conversion catch by Oliver Evans, will be a squib kick from Frabazili, picked up by Rody. And Rody will
reverse field.
Go back, and back where he picked it up for no gain. He'll be tackled at the 25-yard line, so that's where Hastings will start. 1st and 10 with 32.8 and 2 timeouts.
Hastings does have 2 timeouts, but they have to be careful. Ryan has to be careful not to try and force the ball in there, and because a turnover gives Reinach more chance to put points on the board.
So Ryan will get it 1st and 10 from his own 34 after Rody could have got about 4 or 5 yards on the return. Instead he went backwards trying to reverse fields. Although a big return would have been big, so it was the right idea. As Ryan will have an empty backfield. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. They'll look right and then left and complete the pass underneath, and a great tackle made by Dunn, and it's out, but he was down. And he's hurt. So injury timeout on the field for Hastings. back here as the clock is running. So I don't know if you realize the clock is running because there's 14 and counting, and he'll finally get the snap with about 12 seconds. Ryan will fake it. Ryan will look. Ryan will grow, and that'll end the first half as he gains about 2 yards, and he'll get up gingerly.
And that carry on the play.
They're going to stop it. They're going to call timeout with 0.3 seconds left.
Pick up of a couple of yards and bring up third down.
So Hastings will get 1 play left. 3rd and 4 from their own 30. Last play of the half, so we'll be right back on LMC TV. So back here on LMC Varsity Sports, they put 5 seconds on the clock, and that's what they'll get with the final play here. They fake it, and then they throw it, and it'll time will run out. So we'll end the first half with Rhinebeck up 27-8. That was 20 points for Rhinebeck in the second quarter and 8 for Hastings. So we'll be right back with the third quarter here on LMC TV. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Raheel. Jaswell and Troy McGraw. Raheel, you think maybe an onside kick again? Rhinebeck thinks so.
And it is.
It's a squib. Squib kick will be picked up by Colasanti, and he will have a good return, about 10, 15 yards. It squibbed all the way to about the 20, and he got about 12-yard return. So it's 27-8. Hand off to Hilton, and he'll get a yard or 2.
Black and carry the play number 10 to Hilton. With a short gain will bring up 2nd down.
Maybe they should run a little more into this half.
Yeah.
With the lead and with the big lead, and maybe work the clock a little.
Yeah, up 27-8. So.
You see, they ran 1 play, got 1 yard, Hilton, and they have another run. Dalsimer, but then he'll flip late and he'll lose a yard back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Probably have to pass though.
Yeah.
He's able to pick up another yard and bring up 3rd down.
Got him back actually to the line of scrimmage. They said so it'll be a 3rd and 9.
It is a pass.
And Dalsimer will pass, and he'll hit his open man.
He's gone.
And he's off. And nearly ran into the referee, but instead it'll be a touchdown. Hastings won't even, they'll just stop, won't even chase him. And it'll be Jack Kenny with a 2nd touchdown of the day. So that's a 4th. Yeah, it was on the 45?
45, yep.
No, they were all the way on the 30. They were on the 30 because he returned it. They never got past the 32. They had that was a 3rd and 10. That's a 68. They just moved it. It was a 68-yard. Because remember, Hilton had 2 runs for no gain after Colasanti took it. Extra point is good.
Simple slam pattern.
Brabazil 2-4, so that's a 68-yard touchdown pass to go along with a 35-yard touchdown catch. And probably Jack Kenny earned himself an interview with one of us after the game. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. So Brabazili will kick off. 2 of 4 on extra points. His squib kick will be very short, and it'll be picked up by Singh. Singh will take it 2-3, and he's going. Singh will go 20 yards as he picked it up at the 23, and they'll take it all the way there. It was 43, a huge return by Singh on the squib kick. One more break tackle, and he could have been gone.
On the tackle for the Black Hats, number 11, Murphy.
So they'll fake, and then they'll hand off to Singh, and Singh will get 6-7 yards to midfield, where it'll be 2nd and 3.
Hastings has got to start to throw the ball a lot more now, trailing 34-8.
And he'll keep it, and it'll be a first down for Ryan, as he'll get 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Rhinebeck 40, as must-score drive here for Hastings.
Brings that into Black Hat territory. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets from the 40-yard.
They could score here, stay in the game a little.
They'll maybe try for a turnover, strip the ball.
Direct snap. And the direct snap will go for 15 yards for a first down for Matt Moore. Good play call there. His quarterback was there, and then he kind of vacated.
Another good game on 14. It'll bring up 1st down and 10.
And a fumble, ball loose. It'll be picked up by Evans, and he'll be off to the races. The quarterback is the only one to get him, and he will. Oh, that would have been
a killer.
50. That would have been a 60-yard return as the running back fell. It looked like he was almost down when he fumbled, but instead they said it was out, and Oliver Evans picked it up, and he went 40 yards all the way down to the Hastings 20 as it popped out.
And the refs are just discussing whether or not he was down.
They can't overturn it now because they called it a fumble, even though it looked very close.
Direction number 3 is Oliver Evans. Oliver Evans with the pickup.
And that's a killer for Hastings. You finally have a good drive going with some momentum, and then you fumble it away, and now just like that, your defense is backed up.
Basically, the game right there is. This should turn into 7 points for Rhinebeck, as they'll start with their best field position of the day, of the season, as they'll have 1st and 10 from the opponent's 20 after the turnover on the 40-yard fumble recovery and run back by Oliver Evans. So it'll be first.
And they got the ball. We're good.
Switched the ball out 3 times. This is the 3rd time. So Dalsimer will toss it to Corderone, and Corderone will take it to the first down marker. Corderaro, and Corderaro will get a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 9.
With a pickup of about 11, it'll be 1st down and goal for the Black Hats from just inside the 10-yard line.
Actually, I'm the vice president. Are you actually?
That play will be stopped for no gain for Dalsimer. That's just what the defense needed for Hastings.
It was me, Faye. Lucille didn't even
Still just 7:45. Slowest games. had those 2 games that were almost 3 hours.
3
Now
hours.
this game is 2 hours old. Well, hour 55. Includes the long halftime. Because Rhinebeck always comes out. They're like 15 minutes. Rhinebeck always comes out like after 15 minutes. And Dalsimer will get the snap across, and too early for DeRico, who's impeded a little by the defender, but the throw was uncatchable, so it's not a penalty.
Intended for number 7, Steven DeRico falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Dalsimer fakes it, cross, then throws wide open, flag though. Flag on the play. Nobody signaled there.
He was wide open. I don't know if they stopped playing because of the flag.
That's a flag, right?
There should
Jack
be.
Cannon. Yeah,
They're pointing against Rhinebeck.
I think it is.
See
You
the
actually
call.
asked him, are you going to take
A
false
false
start? Why did they even run the play?
And there was a flag down on that play, and the indication is a penalty against the Black Cats.
You could see the flag. He doesn't say anything. And yeah, clearly it was. Why do they even run it if it's a false start? The blow is supposed to be blown dead. That's twice we've seen that.
And then we'll take the score off the board.
Got called back, so he has a chance.
5-yard penalty and a replay of a 3rd down.
So the false start negates the touchdown. Third and goal from the 17 following the penalty. Nearly got the guy off sides. Instead, they'll go to
He's
Jack
open.
Kenny again, and he'll catch it this time. No flag. Third touchdown of the day for Jack Kenny. This one for 17 yards. He has one for 35 and one for 68. So 17, 35, and 68. First the 35, and then 3 touchdowns. And the 4th touchdown pass from Sam Dalsimer, the backup quarterback. And a touchdown run for Dalsimer, too. Actually, the 5th touchdown pass. 1 to Corderaro, 1 to Colasanti, 44 yards, 11 yards to Corderaro, and then the 1-yard touchdown run. So he's got 5, and that kick is right into his line. As the 2 Hastings players got.
That extra point attempt was no good.
So he's 2 of 5 now, Christian Frabazili, and got in on there, distracted. So it's 40-8. We'll be right back on LMC TV. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Frabazili will kick off after forcing the
bounce.
extra point on the line, and Singh will pick it up at his own 20. He'll take it to the 34, run over a guy, and we get 14 yards for Singh.
And a return by number 25, Hastings Eric Singh. He brings that ball out to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10. On the tackle for the Black Hats, number 24, Chase De La Rosa.
So they'll take over on their own 34, Will Hastings. Better field position, not their best of the day, but certainly not their worst. One of their better starting field positions. And Ryan will run with it, and he'll get to the 1st down marker. A late block there. The official didn't see it right in front of him. And Coach Iannella doesn't like that no call. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 46.
That is enough for 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets from their 46-yard line.
Rhinebeck has 6 touchdowns, 5 thrown by Dawson, or 1 run by him from 1 yard. And then as this one is run by Ryan on a delay and a late flag. As 5 thrown, 1 not tapping Falco, 6 thrown, 1 when they scored 51 points against Irvington. 1 run and 6 scores. They have the 11, and then they had 2 extra points by Fravazili, but he missed 3. And a 2. Yeah, you figured it was on that late hit, on the end of the hit, on the late flag there. And it is a face mask, so.
It was against the Blackhawks. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and a replay first.
Just a 5-yard there, so it'll be first down. So it'll be 1st and 3?
Yep.
And the pass it, he's wide open. And he got it on the reverse.
What a trick play.
Trickery. So that was thrown and completed. Thrown by Max Shapiro. Completed to Rody after Ryan flipped to Shapiro and they threw to Rody on the trickery reverse. It was wide open. So that is a 23-yard gain as it was on the Rhinebeck 43, and now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. On this 20, they've had about 3 or 4 times the ball was spotted there. They'll get it. Ryan will hand off to the man.
He's got the edge.
Matt Moore, and he will stiff arm. A big stiff arm by Matt Moore, and they'll score. So
he's run him over.
It'll be 40-14. I think they'll go for 2 to make it a 3-score game, because if they score here and then they score 3 more times and get 3 2-point conversions, it's technically a 3-score game.
Yep.
If they make this 2-point conversion.
First have to get it.
So that was Matt Moore on the 20-yard touchdown run with a vicious stiff arm. So it's 40-14. Going for 2. Ryan looking for blocks. He gets him and he scores it easily. So 2-yard, 2-point conversion. Second time he scored a 2-point conversion run. So it is 40-16, and not over yet, but might not even get 3 more possessions. So we'll be right back. 40-16 lead for Rhinebeck. Onside kick for Hastings, and it goes through, and Hastings looks like they got it. And they
do.
They haven't signaled yet, though. The ref hasn't signaled it, and they did.
I mean, by the way the Hastings players were reacting, it seemed like they got it.
Chris Capuano, so it went right through the legs of a Rhinebeck player on the front line, and they recovered the onside kick. Second onside kick attempted. First one recovered by the kicker, Sam Johnson.
A couple trick plays.
It had so much spin on it that went through the Rhinebeck player.
The legs, yeah.
And because of the grass, it went right through the Rhinebeck player's legs, and then it was recovered by Capuano, who scored the 75-yard touchdown in the second quarter. So the spin on the kick by Johnson went through the legs of the Rhinebeck player and allowed Hastings to recover the onside kick and go.
Nowhere to go.
Great defense. And
on that carry for the Yellow Jackets, it's number 25, Eric Singh.
And they just ran the clock down from 5 minutes to 3. I don't know if they forgot to.
I don't know.
I don't know if they forgot to run it down earlier in the game. But I was just looking at it, and it was about 5:20, and it just changed to 3 minutes. So Not sure.
Let's go, Ryan!
Ryan has it.
Got to get rid of it. Oh,
And he falls on the turf.
That's just the
sack.
muddy conditions.
It'll be a 10-yard loss.
And Charlie, we were talking about the muddy conditions. You see in the Rhinex sideline, they have, I don't know what they have, but it's some kind of white thing right there that they are wipe the mud off their cleats
Yeah.
to keep them clean.
To get the dirt out.
Yeah. Long third down.
He'll slip
He nearly
again.
slips again.
And now he's sacked by Maffei, Antonio Maffei, second sack of the game.
Player number 2, Kyle Ryan, goes for a short field goal to bring up 4th down.
So about 1 yard gain.
And a long, long fourth down.
It'll be 4th and 29. And they'll go for it.
Down 40-16, might as well.
Time's at 1:15. There might have been a mistake with the clock, and then they sped it up. I don't know.
I would
I think so. No one said anything, so.
yeah.
Screen pass on a 4th and 29, and gets 10 yards, maybe 5 yards, and he's tackled Matt Moore. And it'll be a turnover, and Ryan will take over 1st and 10 on the Hastings 40. With 53.8, up 40-16.
From the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. On the tackle for the Blackcats, number 64 is Zach Pena.
So Dalsimer will come out 1st and 10 as the clock is running. I think because they're up.
I don't know if they do it
It's
that
'cause
early
I don't
or
know. Because they're up.
because I know if you're
Running clock.
Oh, and
Dalsimer will get a 1st down.
so I don't know if there's a certain amount of points you have to be up by for them to start running it down.
The player number 13, Sam Dulcimer. Pick up of about 14 yards. It's enough for 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Blackcats. Just outside the 25-yard line.
Looks like they'll let the clock run to the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that will bring us to the conclusion of the 3rd quarter. Again, we remind all fans that today is senior day. So the conclusion of today's game.
So end of 3, 40-16. The two teams will switch sides. It'll be 1st and 10, Rhineck from the 29. Back here on LMC TV, Varsity Sports. Pass complete to Corderaro for a 1st down, and to about the 11 or 10 yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from Dalsimer for 14 yards.
We're going to be 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 from the 11. Second time Rhineck, has had that today. Which is pretty hard to do. 1st and 10 from the 11.
And I think it's encroachment or a new
Offsides, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Was that the 3rd encroachment of the day?
All on Hastings.
Yep.
After that penalty, bring up 1st down and 5.
Gossamer hands off. Oliver Evans scores the touchdown.
Blackout touchdown, number 3, Oliver Evans.
The clock continues to run since they're up by more than 28. Oliver Evans with the 6-yard touchdown run. Also had the 2-yard, 2-point conversion catch. And Frau-Basil's kick is good, extra point. So he's 3 of 6. 47-16, Rhinebeck will be right back on LMC TV. Back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports. Clock is running since they're up by 28 or more, 4 touchdowns or more. Now they made that official with that touchdown and the run for 3 yards by Singh on the return on the kick by Frau-Basili. So there's 8:15 and counting. Even when it took a minute off the clock because they scored a touchdown and they kicked off after the 6-yard touchdown run by junior running back Oliver Evans. So Hastings will take over 1st and 10. Momentum going forward at the 25, even though it was pushed back to like the 20 on that return. But they're about 2 minutes since the touchdown was scored because of all the time that came off on the kick. And 47-16 lead. Will knock the time of this game down by about 20 minutes. It would have approached close to 3 hours if not for the running clock here. And the pitch will be...
Oh, nice spin move there.
Close to a first down for Singh on the pitch from Ryan.
And that run by the Yellow Jackets. Picks up about 9 yards, will be 2nd down and 1.
Second and 1 from the Hastings 34. The yard line. Here on a probably coldest day of 2019. It was about a week ago, 3 days ago, even though before it rained that day, it was 70 degrees. On Halloween, it was 2 days ago. It was during the day, it was
really pretty warm.
Yeah, now it's
freezing.
Yeah.
From the 36-yard line.
Stop throwing hands with him.
1st and 10 for Hastings on the Hastings 36 with 6:05 left. Only thing in doubt is the final score. Rhinebeck will win and they'll improve to 5-3. Hastings will 2-6. Both will play in independent bowl games next week.
Give Rhinebeck some confidence going into that bowl game. I'm not sure where they are in the standings, but
they're 5-3. I don't know if it'll be the final or maybe like the 3rd place game, but could be the final against Edgemont. It'll be tough. They'll know at the end of the day.
And you have to think that Falco, with his arm in the sling, probably won't be able to.
It's possible, but yeah.
Most likely won't be able to play.
Second and 5. Ryan will be driven out at the 45 with 5:05 and counting.
Oh, 13.
And that carry for the Yellow Jackets picks up about 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down.
What's gonna happen?
3rd and 2 now for Hastings with 4:25 and counting. What a difference the running clock makes.
Direct snap.
Singh will get it, and he'll get a first down into midfield and extra 2 yards. 1st and 10 from the 48.
Is enough for first down. It'll be first and 10 inside the 5-minute territory from the 49-yard line. At this time, we would like to ask all senior parents, again, all senior parents, to begin to make your way down to the track in preparation for the senior day ceremony. Again, senior parents, please make your way down.
The wobbling pass thrown
Okay, cat. That's most likely going to be a pass interference.
on the offense.
Yep. You can clearly see he grabbed his hand or pushed off to get space.
Max Shapiro, but there was a flag down on the field.
Good sportsmanship, the Rhineck player and the Shapiro, because they tangled and stuff, and they like shook hands.
Joey, recover that onside kick.
And penalty was against the Black Hats and will be declined, so that play will stand.
They
Against the
called it-
Black Hat.
Yeah, they
Wow.
called it pass interference on the defense.
Inside the Black Hat.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, there was contact
Because they
for
make
both.
a wholesale amount of subs here. Coach, I don't know. And it'll be a run here.
He's got it.
Flag down.
Oh, great effort, though, to get in the end zone.
Yeah, but it might be coming back. Flag.
Most likely holding.
Block in the
Block
back.
in the back, yep.
Rudy, you okay? Pena! Pena! The coons who eat that. I know you hear me. Della Rosa, you good? Rosa, right, we eat those. Targeting. We eat those.
It is against.
And the indication is that penalty is against the Yellow Jackets.
153 and counting left.
Touchdown.
Stay tuned for the Senior Day ceremonies coming next here on LMC TV.
First down and 10.
They'll throw it.
He's got him
Ryan
open.
has a man, and
That was a nice throw.
and a nice catch for a touchdown. Extending for the catch was Max Shapiro. So a 30-yard, about a 30-yard touchdown pass. They'll attempt the extra point for the first time. So they went for 2 the other time. Ryan Eck will call a timeout to stop it. So we'll be right back on LMC TV. Back here on LMC TV, extra point for Johnson. Will be blocked. Wow. Blocked by number 51.
That's a great way to finish the game.
Nick Savia. Nick Savia busted in there and blocked it, and it was income. No good. So Johnson misses the extra point right into the block. And we'll be right back on LMC TV. Back here on LMC TV, Johnson, who onside kicked twice. He'll do it again, and he will do it again.
And
And it'll be taken by Cody Raro, and he'll take off with it. And he'll slide
down
before he can be tackled if he couldn't return it. And then he'll be stopped there. So the third onside kick, 1 for 3 on onside kicks covered the second one. Corderell nearly could have took it, but he didn't want to get hit hard from behind, and it just slid. 13. 47-22, 32.4. See what Rhinebeck will do. Knee, maybe a run, who knows.
Probably just a knee. Up 47-22.
Kickoff return, it'll be first down and 10 to the Blackcats. From the Yellow Jackets, 32-yard line.
They're switching out the football again.
Corderaro will get the snap. They want to do a run to Nick Sabia, the lineman. Hastings will call timeout. Oh, my God. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports in this never-ending game. Back here on LMC TV alongside Raheel Jaswal and Troy McGraw. They'll give it to Nick Sabia, the senior. Let him have a run, and the senior lineman bounces off of guys and runs 15 yards for a first down.
That'll probably be the last play of the game.
Rhinebeck will call timeout, so they'll run another play, and we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Coach Iannello has no dinner plans. Back here on LMC TV, Raheel Jaswal, Troy McGraw. They'll let Corderaro get a run, and he'll lose 5 yards, and that'll be the last play of the game as the teams will shake hands. Final score, 47-22. And a good win for Rhinebeck, Raheel, as they improve to 5-3, and Hastings is 2-6.
Definitely. Dallasmer really stepped up, I believe, was it 5 throwing touchdowns and 1 rushing?
Yeah.
So 6 touchdowns in total, 47 points. Great job for them.
So we'll have the senior day presentations, and then we'll have interviews and post-game analysis coming up next on LMC Varsity Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the end zone closest to the scoreboard, as tonight we are going to be honoring the seniors and those that have supported them along the way. First, we'd like to recognize the Rhinebeck cheerleaders. Coach DeGros says, "Seniors, thank you for another great season. We wish you nothing but the best for the next chapter to come. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to, and you're off to great places. Today is your day, and your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Best of luck to the Rhinebeck cheerleaders." First, Isabella Bagazzo. Second, Mario Caparelli. Next up, Paige Cefaloni. Then we have Tiana Colon. Juliana Michelli. Jennifer Paul. Anna Romani. Caitlin Sansoda. And Tim Weiss. Again, let's have one more round of applause for the Rhinebeck senior cheerleaders. And now for your senior Black Hat players. First, accompanied by his parents, Teresa and Vinny, we have number 70, senior captain Gennaro Bianco. Next up, accompanied by his parents, Marina and Joseph, we have number 37, senior captain Michael Colasanti. we have, accompanied by his parents, Viola and Anthony, number 30, senior Evan Dunn. And accompanied by his parents, Lynn and Ray, we have number 88, senior captain Matt Corderaro. Next up, accompanied by his parents, Jonas and David, is number 51, senior Nick Sabia. And finally, accompanied by his parents, Maribel and Miguel, and his siblings, we have number 28, senior Miguel Santiago. And now we have a message from Coach Ianello. First of all, he'd like to thank the cheerleaders for all of their support. You've always been there for us, and we want you to know that you are very much appreciated. Thank you. Next up, to the parents. Thank you for your hard work and everything. Our entire Black Hat families have made this year so enjoyable for everyone. You are certainly the foundation of our team. Our traditions continue because of your efforts and your unending support in your hard work. We thank you for allowing your sons to be part of our team. Thank you. And lastly, this message to the seniors. This is the beginning of many endings for you, but as you say your goodbyes, I know you will look back at your time as a Black Hat and you'll realize how important these experiences were in helping to shape you. Sometimes in life, not everything goes according to plan, but it's how you react to those moments that define you as a human. In other words, reach deeper, work harder, and never give up. Above all, never give up. You will hold the memories we've created close to your heart and realize just how important your teammates were and how much fun you really did have during your time here. We will miss your presence, we will miss your talent, but you'll never be far from us. Black Hats forever! And our seniors are handing flowers for the Ianello family. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the conclusion of today's Senior Day ceremonies. We thank you once again for your attendance and for all of your tremendous support during the course of this football season. Let's have one more round of applause, recognizing the cheerleaders and the Black Hats and the senior representatives for both squads.
Back here on the post-game show with quarterback Sam Desimer. And Sam, great game for you and your team. How did it feel to get your first varsity win as a quarterback?
Felt real good. Team stuck by me through everything. Shout out to my whole line. And this day was for the seniors.
And a good win and for the seniors as well. And tell me what the seniors have meant to you.
They've meant everything to me. They've been with me for the ups and downs. Always been there for me. And yeah.
And you guys will have one more bowl game. Tell me what it would be like to win the bowl game and to go out with a win in your last game this year.
That would feel great. It would mean a lot to me, a lot to the team, and let's get it done.
All right, back here on the post-game show, you caught 3 touchdowns today. Just tell me how that felt in general.
It felt really good. I was scoring a lot. Considering being a senior day, so it was a good a win all around for us.
Yeah, you talk about it being a senior day. What have the seniors meant to you and this football team in general?
The seniors that helped me become I'm a better receiver. Yeah.
All right, and you guys are now going to the bowl game next week. What do you think this will do for momentum-wise for you guys?
It's gonna be a close game though, but yeah, it's gonna be close. Yeah, finish it.
Back here on the post-game show in Raheel, a good win for Rhinebeck on senior day, 47-22. Tell me, what did you think about today's win for them?
Well, Sam Dalsmer was incredible. 6 touchdowns, I think 5 through the air, 1 on the ground, 1 rushing, and this should give him great momentum going to the bowl game next week, especially on senior day here, and especially to get the win without Evan Falco.
Yeah, now they're 5-3, and Hastings is 2-5. A lot of people to thank for today's telecast. Executive Director is Matt Sullivan, Community Sports Producer Mr. Rob Moretti. The Assistant Director is Dina Schumacher. Our cameramen were Steve Briante, Francisco Farisi, and Rob Moretti. Once again, for Raheel Jaswal, I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.